Okay, so remember 2 weeks ago when I said that I might not do a celebration for 500 subscribers if I hit that point within a few weeks? Because if I'm celebrating every week, then it's not a celebration. Well, I went from 300 to 500 in 2 weeks, which qualifies as a couple. But you know what? I need to do something at least a little special for 500 subscribers, and I think I've come up with something a little special. In fact, this whole week is going to be a little special. For starters, counting last Sunday's video, you guys are getting 3 What's the Best this week. So if you don't count that as special, I don't know what is. I have this whole week slate planned and I'm excited. So this isn't my 500 subscriber celebration, it's my 500 subscriber acknowledgement. And before I go any further, let me thank you all. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your subscriptions. If you are one of those people who watches every video but doesn't subscribe, thank you for being here. Thank you for disagreeing with me. Thank you for agreeing with me. Thank you for every debate. Thank you for helping me make my dreams of doing this come true. Thank you all. Anyways, what's the best McDonald's Happy Meal Beast Wars toy? It's a little special, isn't it? So, we are going to start off this episode with a new little segment where we look at the packaging. Packaging? These all came in indistinct plastic baggies. Not that packaging. This one. Now, you may be like, you kept a food box all these years? No, I didn't. I bought this a few months back. And you may be like, you bought a food box. Yeah, this is my most silly purchase of all time. But you can't even begin to understand the smile this dumb chunk of cardboard puts on my face. This is my childhood, sitting there at McDonald's, eating food I didn't like entirely because McDonald's had the Beast Wars toys, staring at this box, peeling out the finger quotes collector cards out of it, and doing that like every time I got another box. I saw G1 first. I grew up with my mom reading me a hardbound comic of the origin to the Constructicons before I could read. But Beast Wars was the show that came out when I was a kid. It wasn't there before I was born. I didn't catch random reruns on TV. I was there from beginning to end. I was there. Even when baseball preempted it and my entire Saturday was ruined. Talk about stuff modern generations just can't sympathize with. You want to feel old? Realize that kids for a few decades at this point have never had crap-ass baseball preempt their shows, and they don't even understand what you mean when you say it. Anyways, this silly little cardboard box makes me happy. It reminds me of when I thought I would be a super scientist when I grew up, inventing laser guns and spaceships because clearly the only reason those don't exist yet is no one thought they would be cool to make. Then I grew up and turned out to be terrible at math. Now I complain about toys on a thing called the internet I didn't even know existed until I was like 12. Life's funny. Alright, let's talk about Wave 1. Wave 1 consisted of 4 toys and also the worst thing ever. First up, Manta Ray. You are going to notice that mine's a little broken. As much as I want to tell you a cool story about that, most of these either went missing, probably sucked up into a lawnmower, or got sold over the years because I'm stupid and thought selling old toys to buy new ones was a good idea. Anyways, I recently bought most of these just after I got the McDonald's box, so I got nothing to tell you about his damage other than the seller lied when he said they were all in mint condition. For a figure this cheap, he's got great molding, a gross mouth, gross gills, gross fins. Fish are gross. His tail is stupid. I'm not going to say it's silly because it's stupid. Like, at least have the legs get closer if that's all they're going to do. Anyways, transformation on this guy is a stunner. Normally, I wouldn't show you all this in detail because I don't want to ruin the puzzle box aspect for you all. But 1, this is just so complex I think you need help. And 2, where are you even going to buy these now? Are you ready? There. Do you want me to go again slower? Is it just me, or does this have a serious Aquaman thing going on? Behold, he's got terrible 70s hair. Arms move, head turns, legs turn, cannot stand. That's about your lot for this guy. Painting on the face is nice. It's better than what we get later. Huh. Apparently this is a woman? What? Alright, Rhino. Boy, you guys are really crushing the creativity of the naming conventions here. Jesus, save something for the design room. This guy actually has some posability in beast mode, unlike the last one. The back legs are individually articulated, and the front ones move together. You can get him into a pretty solid dog taking a whiz stance. Transformation here is more complex than the last one, so you guys gotta be ready for it. And, here it is. And, oh no. He's got a little stripper robot down the center, a head, and the most pathetic excuse for arms in the history of Transformers. And if he's feeling generous, he can stand on his own. This really puts the Cyberverse line into perspective, doesn't it? Because when I was a kid, these figures were awesome and fun to transform. He can manage a horrible little waddle, and he can sit. This clearly is supposed to be Rhinox, but I guess they just weren't shipped to the X when they got the design document on him. Panther. Guys, calm down. You don't need to use up all your good ideas on the names. Oh god, I love how much I hate this thing. Looks like 2 guys walking backwards in an animal suit. Hey guys, I'm here to smoke all your weed. I used to love this figure. God, to go back to a time where this looked cool to me. I don't want to mock this too much. Some of this is impressive, like how the cat ribs are molded on the sides, but damn, this one looks goofy. Alright, transformation. I think you are supposed to flip the arms and legs around so the mechanical detail is on the outside, but I can't find any pictures of that. Also, it has the horrible downside of having the feet face the wrong way. Anyways, he still looks goofy as hell. Shoulders are way too low and he's got some serious childbirthing hips. Head's tiny, and is it just me or does he look like he is in agony? His face is so puffy, I swear he looks like an old man that got stung by a bunch of bees. Anyways, this is easily and by far the most posable any of these figures ever got. Hell, this may be the most posable McDonald's toy ever. Too bad about his everything else. Beetle. Yeah, I'm done with the joke. This is, in fact, the one that I still have from childhood. The only one I didn't need to rebuy. And as far as animal modes go, his is convincing. I'd say in this regard, the list goes him, Rhino, Manta Ray, and then Panther on how good the beast mode looks. If this were to Transformer, he'd still be a solid little bug toy. Transformation on him is fun too. He is the one of these so far that transforms the most, and posability is second best so far, based entirely on the virtue of having knees. Arms aren't pulling much weight though. I always wondered if this guy was supposed to be Tarantulas. I gotta say, the face is painted remarkably cleanly. This little nothing, 30-cent toy from 1996 has a better, cleaner paint job on its face than my Earthrise Prime does. How sad is that? When the second season of Beast Wars came around, we got a second wave of figures from McDonald's. This time, only 3 figures. This time, less paint. This time, transmetals. And this time, technically, only of characters who didn't have transmetal forms. Alright, Scorponok. And I got less to say here. None of these are going to be as silly as the last 4 were. Surface detailing is nice. I never figured if Scorponok got a transmetal form, he'd end up maroon, largely because that's not really a color that looks sexy in chrome. Transformation blows. It blows hard chunks, and it blows them very hard and very fast. And you end up with this awful thing. Giant baggy pants, no paint on the face, only the suggestion of arms, and screws all over the middle. Yeah, I kinda hate this one, and I understand why I didn't bother keeping it past adolescence. Black Arachnia. Eat my ass, this is supposed to be Black Arachnia. You can't look at this figure and tell me it's not supposed to be an interpretation of transmetal tarantulas. I guess the only thing suggesting this is Black Arachnia is the hourglass shape on Tarantulas' back. Anyways, this is actually the same figure as Beetle, but worse. Transformation is the same, but worse. It has worse clearances. Stability of the figure is worse. This really can't stand up on its own. Arms look worse. Yeah, the whole thing looks worse, behaves worse, is worse. And look at that face. You look at that face. You tell me that this is not supposed to be Tarantulas. Holy crap, I got it standing. Lastly, Dinobot. He's kind of a sweet-looking raptor. He's got some crappy dino arm movement if you fake it. He's got moving legs. It's not exactly a good idea to move those legs because he's not going to stand if you do, but he's got them. Transformation is pathetic. Really, that's supposed to be Dinobot. This is practically insulting. From the dumb-ass arms molded to the inside of his winter coat to the dino head not even going as pathetically far as Rhinos, which is not as far as Panthers, which is not as far as Manta Rays. And why exactly did they think Transmetal Dinobot would have an ugly beard face? I've had like 4 of this figure in my life, and every last one of them's chest screw is rusted. Weird. And basically, no paint, just like the other 2. These are so much cheaper than the first ones, it's ridiculous. You know what else is ridiculous? The fact that I've basically managed to talk about these chintzy pieces of crap as long as I talk about masterpieces. So, what's the best? Okay, what's the worst is easy. Screw Scorponok. I feel no joy when I look at this. Next up is Tarantulas. It's a figure we already got, but worse in all ways. Followed by Dinobot. And it hurts me to put a Dinobot so low, but this thing is not good. So next is Manta Ray. Rhino technically poses better, but also looks worse. No, sorry, flip that. Rhino, then Manta Ray. Then we got Panther. He's a goofy-looking motherfucker, but he's got the posability of an actual action figure. And that means Beetle is the best. And I completely agree with my own decision on that. Beetle has the most convincing beast mode. He's got the most fun transformation, he's got a good-looking robot mode, and the second most posability. No wonder I kept this thing for so long. Anyways, 500 subscribers. I'd have never made it here without all my loyal viewers. Thank you, everyone. And if you want to help this channel grow, there's a little something you can do. Talk to each other. As it stands, I try to respond to every comment, and I intend to keep doing that, but it's mostly just me interacting with you all. Let's change that. There are a number of you I see in the comment section of near every video. Nexus, Ark, Hickets, Penny Graham, Alex Lemons, to name a few. Talk to each other. Talk to the other commenters. Let's build a community here. And if you see someone call me an idiot or a hater, don't sweat it, and don't get mad. I don't get upset when people say stuff like that, and my greatest victories are not when I convince someone that I'm right, but when I take people who don't like me and convert them into fans despite the fact that we disagree. I encourage disagreement. I encourage individual opinion. Now, I don't want you to all go out and try to defend my honor, but if you see someone call me an idiot and you want to say something about it, be positive. Go like, hey man, he's actually not just some hater, he's pretty reasonable. You might like his other videos. Or, I used to dislike him too, but I'm actually a fan now. Give his other stuff a shot. But you don't have to do any of that. Just talk to each other more. I've started seeing a little bit of that, and it's been making me happy to see a lot of you come together and become more than just a bunch of separate people who watch my videos. And always remember, an argument doesn't have to be a fight. And it shouldn't be. Let's all disagree amicably. Because someone who disagrees with you isn't stupid or crazy. They just like what they like and hate what they hate. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I know, you know, what everyone else tells you to do at the end of these videos. So, if you liked what you saw here, please do that. And if you'd like to take it a step further, then please share this video with any friend you think may be interested. I hope you all enjoyed listening to me waste your time.